Okay, here we go again. Watch this for Friday, March 4th. Let's just look at the SPY real quick. An unbelievable climb. 200 on the SPY was support back here. So maybe some resistance there. Plus, anytime you have a whole number, it can act as support and resistance. And then you get a whole number divisible by 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, so on. It's a little stronger support and resistance. And now you've got a whole number divisible by 100. Sounds stupid, I know, but psychologically, a lot of times a whole number like 200 can be, I don't know, a big resistance or support depending on the scenario. So be aware of that. The climb from these lows around 181 is very impressive in just a few weeks. All right, and because of this climb, very, very difficult to find any charts that aren't just like up 3 or 4 or 5 days in a row. And since I'm a day trader and I'm looking for stuff that could move tomorrow, I hate to, I don't know. It's just very, very tough to find standouts. So what that doesn't matter. It doesn't count against me because we'll find gappers like we did this morning in AEZS. Was a very nice trade. Started my day off plus 600 in the first 4 minutes, and it got a little better as the day went on. So gappers will be important in this kind of market because so many of the daily charts are very similar. All right. Having said all that, let's go into the list. VSLR. Again, just another red day. I'm not exactly bullish on this, but this could give a pretty nice bounce one of these days if it gives the right setup. It didn't give any setup today, so we just didn't trade it. Right? Doesn't cost me anything to have it on a chart. EYEG, you had a nice little breakout via a gap, though, a couple sessions ago. Zoom it in here so you can see it a little better. And now you've got 2 red days. This is a pretty good candidate for a bounce play. I'm actually kind of excited about this one, kind of retesting this trend line from up above after gapping through it. So watching, this is a pretty good setup for a bounce play higher. Solar City, nice little breakout today out of this kind of island down here. Very strong volume. Ended up closing at 22.49. I'm just going to watch that for a red to green or something like that. Be careful with Solar City, though. It's a tricky trader. TMST, had this on watch the other day for a flag break. And we got it. Remember I said, if you watch my videos every day, I said over 808, this one looks really good. And it got to 809 and went to 922. Now you've got 2 equal highs here. You've got 922 and 922 again today. So 923, 924 might just push us up to maybe break through the high of 939 on this big volume day. And then who knows, maybe move to 10. So, I kind of feel like anytime you get a big move that it needs to consolidate for a few days. So is tomorrow too soon to start looking for 923 or 924 to move us up to 10? Maybe. We'll see. You watch the overall market and see how it's trading. There it is on 15s. I would prefer kind of a tighter consolidation below 920, but anything can happen. So we'll watch the steels. We'll watch X. We'll watch NUE, and we'll see what's going on there. And then maybe we'll get a setup in TMST. GSI is a Chinese steel play. And it had a nice pop. I should have had this on bounce watch for today because if you take today's candle out of it, you had the nice pop and then 2 lower highs. And then today it popped. Somebody in the chat room saw it right when it got started, but I just don't like to chase anything. So switch to 15s. It's certainly interesting. You kind of have a flag. After this big pop on 15s, you kind of have a flag. So if this gets up over 162 area, maybe it goes again. You can see what it did back here. It's a very low float. So let's keep our eyes on GSI. But really too thin for my liking. 25.40 close on Smith & Wesson SWHC, and they reported after the close, and it shot up to 27. Looks like it settled in somewhere around 26.80, so it's above these recent highs. What is this high back here? 26.54, so it's above this too. So we'll see. I'm just going to play that as a gap play tomorrow and see if it gives a setup that I like. All right, it feels a little extended to me. I didn't look into the earnings. I've actually been out to dinner with my wife, daughter, and granddaughter. And so I just got home, so I have no idea how good their earnings or revenues or projections, guidance, and all that are. So I didn't read any of that. So I'll just play the chart tomorrow and see if it gives me a setup. NSAM, very nice volume today. If you take today's candle out of it and you say, man, that had the gap up and then a nice pullback to the 20-day, nice green candle. Wish I'd have had that on watch because as it broke $11 yesterday's high today, it ripped, right? Went all the way to $11.69. So it already feels a little bit like chasing again. But if we get a red to green or something, and then maybe that takes us to $11.70, you could see this making a move towards 12. So Let's keep our eyes on NSAIM. I like the volume today. And then GLBL is my final one. Like I said, small list because a lot of charts look the same. Gap plays are going to be important tomorrow. And intraday reversal plays as well. We're pretty good at finding those. GLBL, nice pop, and then a lower high, and then a nice narrow range today. So I like it over 346. I'm going to say 347. Let's just say over the half. I like this 352. Then maybe it takes out this 358 and then goes higher. It maybe needs to consolidate more, but in my notes I'm going to put like 3.52 is a good area for a potential long, and that's assuming we get somewhat of a flat open. So don't live and die by a number like that. Intraday action is very important, as is watching the overall market. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.